around 82. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, the low of around 63. Tomorrow, we'll see a slight change this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with a high of around 87. Meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block, Strick and Austin.
Welcome to it on a Tuesday.
Tuesday, Fat Tuesday.
We got two-man game going on this Tuesday. Austin Norman.
Pick and roll, and he's shooting. Yeah, because he's the shooting coach in his mind. Austin Orman.
Yes,
for three in the corner pocket.
Okay, so funny enough, I wasn't ever big on corner threes. I was above the break.
What?
Yeah.
You like them on the wing or in the top?
Yeah, wing. Mostly wing.
That's the hardest one to shoot.
I love me some wing threes.
Those are the hardest one. In the NBA, the wing three where the arch connects with the side,
yeah,
those are the hardest ones to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I try to stay away from them as much as possible.
I understand the math and the reason why the corner is easiest. Something with my depth perception, I just could never quite find the range there.
Yeah, it works. It works for me, but I like top, or I can get just on the wing, but I hated them arch ones where the arch connects. I just hate it. It just didn't look right, but it still works. It's all good.
What was your favorite shot to take?
Well, I like physicality.
Mm-hmm.
So there was two things about physicality when you're in my era, when you're attacking the rim. There's two things to consider. Well, actually, I'll give you three. One is when you turn the court on a pick and roll and the lane opens up, you're looking at one, who you're playing and who's the rotator.
Mm-hmm.
If the rotator is Anthony Mason, if the rotator is Charles Oakley, if the rotator is maybe even Rodman, if the rotator, I'm driving deep enough to draw them, and I'm making an exit stage right or left.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Two, if I turn the corner and it's a big man where I have a good angle, I'm putting body. So I like to jump into the body of the defender because I'm 225. So, I'm pretty solid.
You can move.
Create enough space and then fillet. Hey, yay. Yeah. That was another thing. Or three, I turn the corner and I'm trying to decide on, do I want this assist or not? KYP. You know what KYP
Know your
is?
personnel.
Know your personnel. Mm-hmm. If it's Dirk Nowitzki, if it's Steve Nash, if it's Michael Finley, if it's Hubert Davis, if it's Reggie Miller, Allen Houston, Paul Pierce, even Antoine,
mm-hmm.
I'm finding them. If it's Rob Pack, my guy, I love you. I might just hold on to that one a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? If there's a couple of guys out there that just they can shoot it, I want the assist, baby. I want to know that if I leave you bucket naked, that you might knock one down for me. Add to the assist column. That's the way Stricky like to roll.
Plenty of good options out there for you.
Oh man, I had some
and
great
you didn't
options.
even mention your favorite option: yam on someone.
The yam for Stricky changed when I got out of college. Now in college, I was trying to put you in the rim.
Dangerous.
If you was anywhere in the paint around the rim, I'm trying to put you in it. That's old Stricky.
Mhm.
NBA Stricky is turning the lane. And when I get there, I'm looking at it like this layup is only 2 points. This dunk is 2 points. But at the same time, I got to defend Allen Iverson. I got to defend Kobe Bryant. I got to chase Rip Hamilton and freaking run off 30 screens from doggone Reggie Miller. So no, sir, I'm laying this thing up and get back on defense because I'm tired, boss. It's a back-to-back. It's 4 and 5 days. I'm tired. I need to get back on defense.
And you know simple math, 2 = 2.
That part. The math got to be mathing for me. 2 is 2, regardless. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it.
Yeah.
He's Eric Strickland. I'm Austin Norman. This is On the Block here on 93.7 The Ticket, brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
It's a great day. Fat Tuesday.
Not open today, open tomorrow.
God darn it, they are. And I'm going to peep in and take a nice nibble on some of them wings.
Here's the thing. Charles, great dude. Love him, respect everything he does. Maybe if he sponsors On the Block, maybe he could sponsor, maybe another show coming up on the ticket tonight. Potentially. You have one in mind that might work for?
Yeah. There's another show out there, if you're listening, Charles in Charge. We Talk Facts, WTF. Now, I would have said it the first time, WTF. You might have thought something different, but We Talk Facts. Cluster Johnson and I, 8 to 9. It's always a fun time. Tonight, we got a special guest, Kay Johnson, who is the son of my partner. So we're going to talk. We're going to dig in. NFL talk a little bit about, his time and his journey and what got him there and how to remain. So Kay is going to join us. He'll join us for the second and third segments. We'll do a little preview and breakdown. But yes, 8 to 9 today, Kay Johnson, and it's going to be fun.
Excellent. Staying for that. You mentioned NFL. That's where we're going to jump off here, Strick. We mentioned Hard Knocks yesterday. The Jets, 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 do not want to be on Hard Knocks. They still don't. They are very much pushing back against the NFL. Adam Schefter said the Jets fought it all along. They told NFL Films they don't want to do it. And this is the most important part, I think. Hard Knocks won't be the same because they're not going to be given the same access.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth it for the NFL to do it if a team's going to fight you that hard? Does the team need to suck it up? Where do you fall on that?
Well, so let's see if we can dig in on this. To me, a lot of the fight initially, it sounds like, was coming from the new
Aaron,
the new addition. And I'm not talking about Ralph, Ronnie, Ricky, and Mike. I'm not talking about and Bobby. I'm not talking about that new addition. The new addition of Aaron Rodgers. And that's kind of where it sounded like a lot of it was coming from, but it might have matriculated and kind of dipped down and started seeping out into some of the organization, because then you got to ask the question, why? What is it? Is there a benefit? A lot of people just want to go about their work. Now, just think about if it was you. Think about if it was you in your office, in your cubicle, and the cameras and the mics were always on you in moments of tiredness, in moments of weakness, in moments of, I just want to get through this mother sucker day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't want to have to always be on turn up, because you want to show yourself in a good light.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand certain teams because they're right there on the fringe of a breakthrough. They've got a great defense, a new offense. Really what I think they were missing, if they probably would have broke through and got into the playoffs, they would have had a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Aaron's going to be that guy, we're going to see that. She is going to tell it. But at the same time, I don't know if you want that type of energy in the room as you're trying to come together, unify, and bring a great product to the stage in the next few months.
Absolutely. We talked about your teams that maybe could handle it or wouldn't have handled it the best. I think the Jets are an interesting mix with a guy, Aaron Rodgers, who has been in the media plenty, but when he's in the media, he likes to control the narrative, to be the one in control. He doesn't have that necessarily with Hard Knocks. Then you look, young guys on the defense. That's an up-and-coming defense. Sauce Gardner would be great for television. Is that the best thing for him in the Jets right now? I don't know. Same with offense. Garrett Wilson. Does he need that right now? Breece Hall coming off of injury. Does he need that right now? Robert Saleh, still trying to get that team really up and running as a young head coach. I can understand why they don't want the distraction necessarily, but at the same time, you have to play the game, right? This is going to bring a lot of money. I get it. You're the Jets. You don't need any help, getting eyeballs, but come on, everyone has their turn. I think they just have to deal with it. Like, you should have known this was a possibility given everything going on.
So you think the NFL enforces it?
I think the NFL goes through with it. They can't not. They got to have their show.
So that's the thing. I mean, it's like, that's one of the things. It's like, is that an enforceable deal that you have to plan it on? The problem with it is we're late in the hour. So trying to shift, trying to adjust, trying to move it. There's contractual stuff. There's things that have to be done. There's preparations. There's probably cameras and different things that need to be set up and mics and all kinds of stuff all over the place. There's plans for that. And then you have to readjust. So it's like what is it called? Not a distribution, but there's like if you're doing business overseas, there's a way, the word
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
I get where you're going.
Like if you're in the Air Force, you have to send your stuff to certain places.
Yeah.
And they have to do that. That's what's needed, and it's not done.
The best part about Hard Knocks is that it doesn't go halfway, and it sounds like we're going to get like a half show if the Jets don't want all that, exposure. So I'll be curious to see what that looks like. We're going to step aside for our first break of the show. Back with more after this.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit LibertyFirstCU.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 937 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 937 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you working in, or looking to get into the electrical construction industry. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket. KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers are likely this morning. We'll see partly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 82. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, the low of around 63. Tomorrow, we'll see a slight chance of showers in the afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with a high of around 87. Meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 94.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for years and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air. When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and service. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a reroofing project, their overall goal is to provide you a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I almost dropped the flow on y'all, but I have to leave it alone because my flow is not on right now. And that's okay because we're going to get into the running back flow in the NFL. There's a lot of conversations going on right now in the NFL about the reason why and the purpose of the running back position and the shifts and the changes. Talk a little bit prior to this about why some of the thoughts of the transitions of the NFL and what has changed. We know that each year, each position is basically given a ceiling on what their payments are going to be, and the running back position is consistently continue to go down. This is part of the reason where we see Ezekiel Elliott, who had a big deal. I think it was like $91 million. Who ultimately got released and now even still is looking for a place and a home. But let's talk about it. Let's get into the debate a little bit. The NFL running back position, and you have an interesting take on it, and I really want to understand a little bit more and to let you dig into that a little bit about your take on the running back situation that's going on right now.
So you saw, I'm sure plenty of people saw on Twitter, a number of big name NFL running backs saw a certain tweet yesterday after the franchise tag deadline passed. Tony Pollard did sign the franchise tender. He'll play on it, but still nothing for Saquon Barkley or Josh Jacobs. So Matt Miller with ESPN tweeted this: 1, draft a running back. 2, play the running back. If he's good. 3, franchise tag the running back 1 time. And then number 1, draft a running back. He's not saying that's what should be done necessarily. He's saying that's the view teams have taken on the running back position. I found this study, Strick, as I was, looking some stuff up. There have been, again, studies done to show when is a run most effective, when is a pass most effective. What's the right ratio of run to pass in the NFL? If you want to solely maximize efficiency.
60-40?
So from 2015 to 2018, the optimal percentage of time that you would pass the ball is anywhere between 76 to 83%.
Wow, that's gone up.
Big time. So if you look at it too, again, this is an expected points added. So some newer stats, but in terms of a per play basis, how many points did you earn or did you gain or lose on this play? It's been shown time and time again, in again 76 to 83% of the time, a pass is going to be more efficient in the long run than a running play is.
So it's better to stretch, get 4 yards, 3, 4, 5 yards on a pass than it is 3, 4, 5 on the run.
The reason that is because it's easier to have a big pass play than a big run play. The average distance of those, goes toward the pass, right? I mean, it's depending on who the athlete is with the ball in their hands. A 5-yard little slant, see if you can get a step on his defender and go.
Yeah.
It's just the same as opening up a hole on a pitch or a handoff.
So this is why we're seeing these screens a lot more. These little just throw it to the wings and go out and block a little bit more because they're feeling that that's the run to them.
Right? Exactly. But the average length of a pass play gets you more yards than the average length.
So
of
it's
a run
analytics.
Play. That's a lot of it. And that's where teams have said, okay, we like to have a good running back, but the smart thing to do, I put that in air quotes for those who aren't watching on any of the streams, the smart thing to do is to pass more because you have a higher likelihood of gaining more yards on a per play basis. I understand that from the team's side, and that to me, Strick, is kind of where baseball went, selling out for home runs and strikeouts, right? On a per swing basis, the home run is more valuable, than the single. You got to hit one of those, to add up to 3 or 4 singles.
So this is what you told me. There's a player right now, and I want to say he's on the Yankees.
Yeah, Josh Donaldson.
He's hitting like 160, but he's still batting in the 5-hole.
10 homers, 4 singles on the season, right? And I think we talked about it with basketball in the crossover, right?
Yeah.
You go from your bigs to your guards to your Steph Currys, right? Basketball got, again, quote unquote, smarter. Not going to say it is for sure smarter, but this is what the data has backed up. It is what some really simple math has told us is most efficient. And that's what teams are chasing. So I understand from the team perspective why they don't want to pay their running backs because it doesn't make sense, right? What teams are doing is paying for a good enough running back, not necessarily a star running back. McCaffrey might be a little different because you can use him so well in the pass game. Alvin Kamara the same way. I mean, he had 81 catches 3 years in a row out of the backfield. Derrick Henry hasn't ever been that level of receiver. He's fine. He's adequate. He can do it. Jonathan Taylor, kind of the same way, wasn't, used in that role a lot at Wisconsin. Still don't know if he can do that in the NFL. But
so what you're saying is the better that you are at widening it out your game, making it more versatile. Because we talked about this in basketball too. The more versatile you can show yourself to be, whether it's guarding up to 4 or 5 positions, or whether it's being able to shoot with so those added values make you so much better. And this is why McCaffrey's being paid the way he is. Okay, go ahead.
It can earn you more money that way.
Yeah.
From the running back side of things, it's unfortunate for these guys because they're stuck in the middle of this era change, right? They're putting up numbers. It's hard to run the ball in the NFL. It is incredibly difficult to run the ball in the NFL. And these guys deserve to get paid. And I don't think they're being, devalued as humans. I think their teams love them and love to have them around. But from the team perspective, again, it's a business to some degree. Maybe not to the degree teams are taking it, but they've seen that you can succeed with a good enough running back, not a star running back. So Miller again points out, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl with no receivers having 1,000 yards. Kelsey did, but not listed as a receiver. And a starting running back in Pacheco drafted in the 7th round, making essentially minimum money, right? Having a great running back, he says, is valuable, but what is that value?
Yeah. So when you assess it, then and because of the transition that we're finding ourselves in with the NFL, you're looking at it from a standpoint, it's better off to draft well in the lower rounds and then use those finances and money to become better at the skill positions. It's interesting to see how undervalued the line used to be into now how valuable they are compared to where they were before. Those are some interesting things as well.
Especially seeing left tackles versus right tackles. Right now, it
Yeah.
used to be left tackle got premium money. We've seen some right tackles creep up there. But I'm glad you brought up the line because there was, let's see if I can find the name here. His name is Zach Sagers, who's a writer and editor out in Colorado, doing some NFL and college work. The 16th highest paid running back in the league, is making $4.5 million in annual average value. The 16th highest paid running back played 208 offensive snaps last season. The 16th highest paid center is making $4.3 million. So, 100,000, 200,000 less than the 16th average running back, but played almost 1,000 snaps that season. They're making 5 times less per snap than a running back.
Yeah.
And centers are harder to replace than running backs. You've
I
seen
agree.
the value
Their
of
value.
a fantastic starting center.
No doubt.
So running backs definitely have a gripe, but I think their gripe is more they're caught up in the wash of a changing NFL.
Yeah.
Right. And it's unfortunate that they're the ones that have to deal with this. But I also don't think, for given what they're being asked to do, in this day and age, they're being underpaid. They're being paid pretty well for how they're being used and the amount they're being used.
I will say this. If I was a young man coming up and I'm observing this and looking at all of this now, you could also kind of start to see some of these changes in some ways. It depends on where you're at and what type of quarterback you have is the difference. But I would probably be considering, it's crazy when I think about it, because back in my day, I was like, because there were still so many pro style offenses. I mean, you maybe had 3 receivers at some times, and only if you needed to go deep 15 plus, you would go to 4 receivers. I mean, so it was very pro stylish back in my time. So even for myself, I'm looking at it like, dang, what a time to be a receiver now. Then I would be thinking about shifting or figuring out how to diversify if I was a running back in this time and age.
Absolutely. And to go back to that study I brought up before too, in terms of the diversification, right? A running back that can play all 3 downs, sometimes 4, is going to be more valuable. You can use them in more ways. And I know it sounds like I just got done extolling the virtues of passing, but that's not to say there's not a time and place to run the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Passing 100%.
That's how you win the game ultimately. You do, because you need to be able to run the clock.
Situationally, right? So again, back to that study, pass plays in 2019 got you essentially 0.07 of a point every time you threw the ball. An outside run lost you 100th of a point, and a middle run lost you essentially the same as a pass play gained you back in 2019. That's just data, right? But there are times where the data shows it's smart to run the ball, right? 2nd and long, why are you running the ball, right? You give yourself a chance to convert, you throw the ball. 3rd and short, within about 5 yards, it's comparable. But again, anything like 3rd and 3 and in, according to the data, 4th and 2 and in, run the ball, right? There's a time and a place for that to go. And again, if you pass 100% of the time, you lose some of that element of surprise, I guess, with the run game. But think about it, Strick. The run game the NFL used to be run to set up a pass here and there. Very run heavy, and then you hit him with play action every so often. Kind of Iowa-esque, right? But now it's kind of the opposite. What Ohio State and Oregon have done in college: spread teams out, right? Get 4 receivers on the field and then run the ball. When you have light boxes, you throw the ball a lot to get a lot of DBs on the field, and then you take advantage of a light box. You take advantage when you have a tight end that can give you a numbers advantage.
The hats give you the advantage, right?
Right. So instead of passing situationally, it's become run situationally in the NFL.
Yeah. No, you're on to something. Unnamed texter on the Sutter Heyman text line. Thank you, Sutter Heyman, for your consistent support of 93.7 The Ticket. Sutter Heyman Jewelers. Unnamed texter 4951 says running backs are like NBA centers today. That's kind of what I was saying in the crossover. I think just because of the transitions of the game, there's certain aspects of the positions that have been adjusted and they don't mirror. Now, I'll tell you something though. Jokic could be one to make another shift of a different type of center. And if Wemby gets some meat on his bones, he could possibly be another type of different. So they were kind of playing with Bol Bol a little bit. They were kind of playing with certain guys that kind of like Chet Holmgren. They still can't figure out what Chet Holmgren's going to be.
We'll talk about him in hour 2.
Yeah, but but that transition, he's absolutely. I think he's right too, because it has been a shift, and it's not the same the way we view running backs these days.
And to take that further, what Jokic is doing is changing basketball. Who's a running back in the NFL right now that's changing the game? You'd say maybe it was Derrick Henry at his size, but
I think it's Kamara type or McCaffrey type now is kind of the Debo Samuels. Yeah, that's a good one.
But the traditional, first and second down running backs aren't changing the game.
Yeah, you're not going to see many Peyton Hillises anymore.
No. Oh no.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or Ickey Woods. I don't think you'll see a lot of Ickey Woods types anymore.
It all started with James White and Rex Burkhead on New England.
White is a unique one. Yeah, the way that he catches out of the backfield. Same with Burkhead. Yeah. Those are two good ones.
New England was running that combo backs. Rex would start one game, and then the next game they're like, you know what, James is actually a better matchup for them. They were doing that back in early 2010s.
Right, and that's where Nikola Jokic and Brook Lopez play the same position. They don't play it the same way. The amount of money that Brook Lopez got re-signed for is kind of nuts. He's very important in Milwaukee. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but that's maybe not the best use of Milwaukee's resources. And they could have gotten younger, found someone that does what he does or similar for cheaper, right?
Yeah.
And that's the same conversation with running backs. What Dalvin Cook does is really good. In the grand scheme of the NFL, is he an all-timer? No. So it's not worth necessarily paying him all that money. Zeke Elliott, same way. Adrian Peterson back in the day, similar way. When's the last time we saw a single running back change how the NFL played?
Oh,
I think early Adrian Peterson. Well, not change the NFL.
Right, quarterbacks have changed the game. What Patrick Mahomes is doing to earn that contract is changing the game.
I would say Barry Sanders maybe.
Right.
Because he showed you that you can run this single back run. He showed you could run a single back style, because everything back then was, Walter Payton, and, you had Emmett, and it was usually a Johnston or somebody that was in front of the running back. But he showed, he kind of, with his style, showed that you can actually do it in a one back, and maybe.
But didn't we go back after him? Didn't they kind of get back to
Marshall Faulk? Yeah, Marshall Faulk and the Rams.
Yeah, didn't they get back to like more of a power back? I was going to say after the bus, where did the running back position go? Where did we go from there? Is that were screens but Marshall Faulk was before that, and you saw what he was doing.
Yeah, Marshall Faulk. Stan on the text line, unnamed texter 2901. He said Marshall Faulk. Stan on the text line says LaDainian Tomlinson. He was kind of. Now I don't think he was fully that versatile back, but he was good.
Freak.
Right.
He was a freak.
Running backs changed the game in the NFL from the mid 70s through the early 90s.
Yeah.
Since then, it's been quarterbacks more and more and more, which is why they're getting the big bucks now, not the running backs.
Yeah.
So it's not to say the running backs aren't good players.
Eric Dickerson's, your Jim Brown's.
Right.
Yeah. I like where you're going, Austin.
Guys like that.
I see it.
So
Emmett was probably the last of one of that crew.
Exactly. So running backs deserve to get paid, but at the same time, it's most fair for running backs to get paid proportional to what they do.
Yeah.
Just like it's fair for everyone else to be paid proportional to what they do. If there's a super special change the league guy, you lock him up, you keep him around. But we've seen running backs get hurt. We have time and time again, and they're not the same.
Overuse them.
We've seen offensive lines be more key to success running the ball than any single running back. So yes, these guys may be really good and put up numbers, but there's so many other pieces that go into it sometimes.
I think that injury part of it is
you might have to come in after the commercial, DP.
You've seen these running backs like the Josh Jacobs and the Ezekiel Elliott's have all of this kind of power over these teams, and then one injury and they're not the same.
You're going to have to let DP come after the commercial, because DP's going to dig in.
He's going to come with fire.
He's hot. You look at you see the fire in his eye.
Look at him.
We need to take a commercial break. 93.7 The Ticket on the block. DP's going to lay down the gauntlet when we get back. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room? Dark? How would you say if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association.
Back to On the with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on Walk Off, joined by Boss Man DP in the building. Drop it for us, DP. Lay down.
I'm just minding my own business. I'm old school.
Coming up from 4 to 6 here on 93.7 Ticket.
I'm old school in that I'm going to say this out loud. Just like Nebraska, just like the NFL, football at any level will always be about running the football.
It's the simplest, most straightforward way to win a game.
Wait a minute. For the defenses, you know what I need? You know what I hate as a defensive coordinator? An offensive
You have to put more height. You have to put more people in the box to stop.
I got to
the
spend
run.
more time on the field.
Yeah.
I don't get to recover. Yeah. I don't get to recuperate. I don't get to plan. I don't get to in-game manage. You know why? Because you 3 and out. Clock didn't move, but 4 ticks because you threw 3 passes. Spread it all out there. We back on the field again.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you can stop, I think you're on something. If you can stop the run with the basic package without having to add anybody or bring any safeties down into the box, if you can do that without it, you're going to lose. So therefore, if you have a strong running game and you have to commit more hats down into this box to stop it, then you're in trouble. Because I think so the running game's important.
Well, people want to just have that mentally lazy conversation about, well, it's sexy to throw the ball around. But I don't know. We're here in Nebraska. Let's just focus on Nebraska.
Are we talking about historic Nebraska?
Let's just talk
where they
about
used to run it down people's throats.
I don't know. Pipeline dudes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a Washington football fan. The Hogs. You know what the Hogs were about? You know why they could throw the ball? Because John Riggins would just destroy you. And you had to put people in the box so Ricky Sanders, Art Monk, Gary Clark could run down and field free as they want.
Yeah.
Right? Took all the pressure off Doug Williams. Doug tell you, man, look, you know who I'm hugging first? They named me MVP. You know who I gave it to first? Hogs. Hogs. Ask Mike Rozier what defined Nebraska football. Running the football. And somebody came in and lied to Nebraska and lied to Nebraska fans and lied to them and said, you know what? You need to sling the ball around.
We know exactly who that was.
You need to do all this nonsense. Listen, throughout the history of football at every level, running the football is paramount to good defense. They're tied together.
Facts.
They're required.
Facts.
They're required. And guess what?
We're going to talk facts later.
If I can line you up and simply crush your commitment to execution.
Oh, it wears you down. It's like body blows in a whole boxing round.
Look me dead square in the eye. It's nice to hit the home run shot.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. And you need the ability to do that. But in the NFL, when you go, and again, indoor arenas has kind of changed some of it, right? You're not playing at the old Met in Minneapolis where you had to go out there and freeze and throw the ball around. No, we went indoors so we can play the cute game and we can pay pitch and catch. Listen, we're in a world, an upside-down world, where nobody can tell me that Daniel Jones is worth more than Saquon Barkley. Nobody. There's nobody. Stop it. Stop it. Listen, from the history of the game, go back to the Newt Rockne days. Go back, pull it forward to O.J. Simpson changing football. Pull it up to Franco and Rocky. Pull it up to Riggins. Pull it up to OJ. Pull it up to Eric Dickerson, who changed it. Pull it up to Walter Payton. Pull it up to Emmitt Smith and what he did for the Cowboys. Troy Aikman's not a Hall of Famer without Emmitt Smith.
Correct.
Michael Irvin is not in the Hall. And Emmitt will tell you, with them bigs that they had up front, their whole thing was just leaning on you.
Yeah.
Leaning on you. So listen, the narrative is cute. It's a cute narrative that running back value has gone down. You know what? Just tell me that you're tired of paying running backs money, but you abuse them. You absolutely abuse running backs.
Beat them up. They get beat up more than anybody out there. Facts.
If you said, wait a minute, we're going to ask the entire defense to hit the quarterback 32 times a game.
Well, they don't even let them do that nowadays.
How long would that career last?
Yeah, they don't let them do it.
Quarterbacks would be out the door. They're not lasting now.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's paying more for backup quarterbacks than you do starting running backs. You know why? Because you protected them. You put a skirt on them and you allow them to dance and stand in statitude. Give me running back football, because that tells me, one, it means that the opponent, when I face them, I'm going to be able to defensively punch you in the face. You know why? Because I practice it. Every day at practice. You listen to Farley talk about, you know what? The thing, and Jay, leaning against the pipeline back in the day at practice, that was
prepared you. That was the preparation.
That was the toughest thing.
Yeah.
The essence of Nebraska greatness was physicality. It was never athletic ability.
Right.
It was never athletic arrogance. It was always a willingness to commit. That, you know what? Well, you know, that's why they made
even if it didn't look like it was going well.
Remember the time? Yeah, well, you know, guess what?
We're going right back to it.
Yeah, just like medicine, it's going to work. It's just like it may not work right now. Give it time.
It's a matter of time.
That's the thing I think that it comes back to, is that running the ball is about consistency, right? It should be simple: line up, run the ball. But it requires consistency and commitment to it, whereas the passing game is, can I win a one-on-one matchup? Can I give my quarterback 2.5 seconds, let one guy win a one-on-one matchup, trust him to take it to the house, right? That's not.
If the mission is to score, like, I get the mission of it. And again, in the passing game, you've got 7 defenders that to cover 15 spots on the field for me to throw. So I don't have to be the best athlete on the field. I don't even have to have the best scheme. I have 4 receivers, eligible receivers, and 15 spots to throw at versus 7 defenders. Wow, it takes a lot. But guess what? You can't put 15 players in 15 spots. You can't do it. In the run game, it simply says, I'm going to take my big dude, put him against your big dude, and let's see how this goes. You can play the game in the closet. That's why you're recruiting 6'3", 295-pound linemen. Ain't nobody out there trying to play with 240-pound linemen. You know why? Because you can't move. You can't change the line of scrimmage. You can't.
The trenches is
you
stagnant.
can't put yourself on somebody else. Look, everybody has a play until you get punched in the face. Whole lot of offensive linemen and change the way defenses play. It changes the way plays are called. And quite frankly, any offensive line that tells me that he would rather pass block than run, he's really a tight end playing offensive line.
Pass blocking is much more passive, right? Run blocking is resetting the line of scrimmage. Pass blocking is maintaining the original line of scrimmage.
There are unique ways of pass protection. But to tell me that Derrick Henry took a basic 500 level team and put them in 2 AFC championship games strictly because of Derrick Henry, to tell me that the NFL can't be affected recently by running game doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up. It's always been Washington could have gone, Nebraska could have thrown the ball around. But if you had a Mike Rozier and you threw the ball, you had whoever was playing quarterback under those regimes, having them throw the ball more than you handed it to Mike Rozier behind the pipeline, you have failed as a coach. You failed as a game planner. You failed in your operation.
Well, I wish we can continue to dig in on this, but unfortunately, it is a new hour. We need to go to a break because that was some fire. Blow fire. Yeah, way to go, DP. Thanks for sharing that information. We got to take a quick break. 937 The Ticket. We're on the block. We'll come back with the second hour on the block right after this.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all to rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and storms likely this morning. We'll see partly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 82. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, and a low of around 63. And tomorrow, we'll see a slight chance of showers and storms in the afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with a high of around 87. Meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That's right. We are here on Boston with you. Joined by AP last segment. Really appreciate him jumping in with his insights. It's awesome to see how football's changed in some ways. Not always for the best, though, as we talk about the running back conversation. That was going to be the topic for Shootout with Strick. We'll do that tomorrow at 2:45, $30. Flow Wings and Rings will be on the line for you. 402-464-5685 is the line for you right now, though. The Starter Heyman text line, the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Really appreciate all you who chimed in with the running backs that changed the game. That was a fun conversation to get into. And it's not over yet, right? Sports are always changing. The NFL is changing. And Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs will be playing football somewhere.
Yeah.
So this conversation will come up again when they either re-sign with their current teams or find a new home to play. We hope it ends amicably. We hope they get, what they deserve, what they need, and that they can be out helping their teams this year and creating highlights for the rest of us because they're fun to watch when they're at the top of their game. Again, 402-464-5685, the numbers, or if you're on stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, drop a comment wherever it is you're watching. We will see it. If you're on channel 951 on ALA, we appreciate you tuning to Vegas. Just out there for Las Summer League. We talked a little bit about it, but we have a champion. That's right. The Cleveland Cavaliers run the place. They go undefeated for their second NBA champion. Well, I guess it doesn't really count for that, but a good performance from the Cavs, headlined by a guy that I think you and I were both kind of puzzled by the draft selection of.
You're talking about, just let me make sure we're talking about Imani Bates?
We're talking about Imani Bates.
I knew you was going to go.
Yes, sir.
He actually looked really good. And I'm when we're talking about Imani Bates, I'm actually more impressed by the stick-to-itiveness. The willingness and the way that you go through adversity. Everybody and their mama's telling you you're a top 5 pick when you're not even barely coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And you get smacked in the face, and to me it's not complete, but this is just a great turnaround story. And it's kind of like Rocky when he fought Apollo Creed the first time and he just got knocked up and beat up, and he found out that there's a little bit of difference between what I got going on fighting this guy than what I have fought in the past. And he changed. He worked. He got in the gym. He regained his confidence. Even if many thought that it was a sucker move,
right,
to leave Memphis, as like you felt like a crybaby, but that could have been turned around as if it was a move that gave him reestablished his confidence, going back to the school in Michigan. Yeah, I think, was it Eastern Michigan?
Yeah, Eastern Michigan.
Going
Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Right? So that's why I'm happy about the story, and there's a place for him.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he was playing defense. So he's looking like he's understanding that he can't just be a scorer, because let's be real about it. We talked about this before. You have Darius Garland and you have Donovan Mitchell. You ain't that guy. Just be that guy that waits in that corner. Be that porter. Be that third guy. Take the pressure off yourself and allow the game to come to you. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you go.
16.8 points, 6 rebounds a game for Imani Bates. Good summer league showing for him. That's awesome to see. Other guys that were drafted higher that stood out. One that stood out to me was Jabari Smith Jr. It fell, I guess, to number 3 to the Rockets in now 2 seasons ago, that NBA draft. Subpar rookie year. Didn't do a lot, but really burst on the scene again at summer league. Showed more ball handling capabilities, showed the outside shot. But Strick, he also looked just more decisive, right?
Yeah.
Like he was more comfortable.
More in control. Yeah. Go ahead.
that's a huge step, right? It seemed like, again, not necessarily a young guy, but not an old guy either coming out of college. But to see him at 6'10", learn defense a little bit more, be more comfortable on the ball, and really be more comfortable with the ball in his hands, right? I thought he was just a supersized 3-and-D wing, but if he's got some juice where he can get to the hole, he can get to the free throw line, he didn't do that a lot last year. Like 4 free throws per game. As a young guy, the easiest way to get your rhythm, free throws, right?
That's that
the
dang
line slow
Steph.
down.
That's that dang Steph mentality. So he's figured it out that creating a holistic game makes you it's more advantageous for you, especially at your size, right? KD has shown people that, yes, I can shoot this 3, but I will mid-range you to death. You mess around, mess around and find out. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's kind of gotten into that mode. I mean, let's be real, 35.5 point average. That's solid. I mean, that's balling. That's just coming in. It ain't on a super high level as far as mini games played, but that's still a
35
great
35.
I don't care. But the point that you made is the free throw shooting. He shot over 13 times getting to the free throw line. So, I like where young fella's going. Great confidence to be coming into veteran camp. So it's going to help him out, I think, with a lot of confidence coming into camp.
He looked like the guy the Rockets drafted. He very much didn't last year, which is understandable. Again, we've talked about the Rockets.
Oh gosh,
quite
they've
a bit.
got a lot of weapons. If Ime Udoka can tighten that up, they've got weapons. Go ahead.
Absolutely, but it's maybe not surprising that Jabari Smith struggled given that setup, right? With a coach that maybe didn't know how to tie the youth together, with guards that weren't always looking out for their teammates, right?
Yeah.
Well, with that mentality that you said you played with, and we can see on film, not a lot of defense, right? And that was one of Jabari Smith's calling cards, just being a switchable defender. He can't do it all himself. So I think more structure gives Jabari Smith more confidence on both ends of the floor. So this is where I think having a grown-up in the room like Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, think what you will about him, he will at least play defense or do his best. So even if you just raise the standard of, competitiveness, get out of AAU ball mindset, maybe that's where Jabari Smith Jr. is better.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, but I want to turn a question around to you and get your thoughts on this. Number 2 pick in Brandon Miller. Lot of hopes and expectations for Brandon. I think I'll say what I saw in the NCAA tournament, I can say things got sped up for him. Probably had some things on his mind with a lot of the situations that happened, got through that. Now you're coming in the summer league. I wonder what his preparation is like. To me, it seemed like his preparation was not at the speed necessary. Probably a lot of individual work, probably didn't go out and hoop like in some leagues where guys is getting after it a little bit, like going out to LA, playing in the Drew, going to different places and playing in those type of leagues to just get that bump that you need in order to prepare you, right? Struggled a little bit, both in the California Classic as well as in Vegas a little bit. Found his way some, there was little flashes of it, but what's your take on Brandon? And do you think he's going to be an impact player there that they need him to be in Charlotte?
Not in year 1.
Yeah.
I think he's in a very similar position to Jabari Smith Jr. in terms of the skill set, probably a little more offensive minded, a little less on the defensive end, but he can grow into it, and he's going to have to, right? To see any minutes with Steve Clifford and the way that he, holds a defensive standard, that's where Brandon Miller is going to have to improve. But again, Strick, it was the outside shooting that abandoned Brandon Miller. He didn't have his rhythm, didn't look comfortable shooting the ball, didn't knock down a lot of attempts. And I think it goes back to what we were talking about with Jabari Smith Jr., right? Brandon Miller didn't look to get downhill all that much. Didn't get to the rim nearly as often as he needed to build that rhythm, build that confidence. I get it. A wide open 3, is valued just as much, if not more, as a layup. But there's something about the psychology of just seeing the ball go through the rim, right? Not settling. Even if it's a good shot you've hit 1,000 times, sometimes your body just doesn't let you. Your mind, holds you up for that extra millisecond that it takes to throw off your rhythm. I think being his first professional experience in a new team construct, again, maybe it's not surprising that he struggled, but it's those little things that just becoming a professional, working on getting in the flow, creating flow, when you don't have any, he's got to learn how to do that yet.
Yeah, I would agree. I think another surprise was Chet Holmgren coming off of the injury, not playing a whole year. Still, body is not fully developed. Will it ever? I don't know. He may be the Slim Reaper 2, like the sequel.
Right.
The sequel of the Slim Reaper movie. But nonetheless, that's not a movie. Maybe I should come up with that. Nonetheless, his averages were solid. 21 points a game, off of 56% shooting at about 10 rebounds a game, 9.5, 10. Let's go. 10 rebounds a game. Also throwing in 3 assists.
That'll do.
1 steal and 3.5 or 4 blocks, only trailing Amen Thompson, as well as Victor Wembanyama. So the freaking Oklahoma Thunder have got to be feeling good as long as he can stay healthy. I think they've got to be feeling good about Chet Holmgren.
Oh, absolutely. Chet is a fascinating combination of a player in that size-wise, he's very similar to Wembanyama. He doesn't quite have that skill level. He can step out. He can shoot it a little bit, but still got to grow into that. His free throw stroke looks fine, but he's not going to be doing a lot of ball handling.
Yeah.
Not necessarily athletic. And that's where I think, Strick, he's been so tall and so skinny for so long. I'm not as worried about the weight with Chet Holmgren. Right. I'm worried about coming back from surgery. Big guys struggle with those lower body ones. It's hard for them to come back from just with all the force they put on it, all the strain. But if he's healthy, I think Chet Holmgren has been in his body long enough. He knows how to play around what his weaknesses are. He knows how to use his length. He knows how to use timing. He knows how to use that kind of, honestly, defensive finesse, which is weird to say, but just understanding the game, and then picks and chooses his spots on offense, right? He can post up. He's tall. He can step out a little bit, but if he can, keep up that 2 to 3 assist level, not demand the ball, because the Thunder have plenty of offensive options before him. So if he can be that connective piece on offense that ties everything together on defense, that's huge. And if he understands it in his first real summer league, I think that's a great sign for the Thunder.
In the West, would you view, I've got one more disappointment, but in the West, would you view Chet Holmgren as better on ball or off ball? I think where it works, him being in the West, is obviously it's going to be a great matchup between him and Victor Wembanyama. Who's going to have the best attrition in that. Then you've got to look at, I think that the matchup on ball with Aiden would be fine. May probably have some trouble with AD. Sabonis would probably give him some trouble. Definitely Jokic.
Yep.
Lively, if Lively becomes the man down in Dallas, I don't see a problem with that. So I think for the most part in the West, they fare well. I don't see Portland having anybody. Utah, there's really nobody outside. Maybe, and I still don't even think up in Minnesota. There's, even with Gobert up there, I think he may give Gobert more trouble than Gobert is. He's not a super physical presence, but I think out east he might, it might be a little bit of different look, but I don't see too many guys. So would you say he's on ball or better off, where he's coming and help as opposed to being the guy having to body up and be physical?
Well, that's the question. Do you compare him more to a Rudy Gobert style defender or a Giannis Antetokounmpo style defender? Right? Giannis is an athletic freak. The way he moves, as explosive as he is at that size, Chet doesn't have that bounce. But I think he's got a little more than Rudy Gobert, right? So I think you can kind of mix and match him, where you don't want him just parked underneath the rim, because I think he's mobile enough to step out, to be good at traps if you're going to hedge or, blitz a ball screen. But you also don't want him that far away from the rim all the time, because he can still be taken off the dribble, because it's hard to move those limbs. So I think he's best used as a hybrid, depending on what the matchup is, right? I love what you said about Lively. Another young guy coming in the league. I think Lively is a little better, more under the rim, can switch on guards, but you prefer him there. Chet's a little more, I think, mobile, where for Lively, you stick him under the rim to guard against that. Against AD and Jokic, maybe you don't have him guard them, right? Do you have another big bruiser you can stick on them to handle that and let Chet, roam? Kind of Giannis style in some matchups. That's, I think, the beauty of Chet Holmgren and the Thunder's identity, with a lot of long, versatile defensive pieces.
Yeah, yeah. I've had one more that I'm just going to throw out. A disappointment for me. I think there's so much turmoil that's under the water, kind of like you don't see rip currents, and I
Mhm.
think there's like a rip current brewing there in for the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
I don't, just some conversations that I've had. I don't think that Trey and DeJounte get along very well. Trey has been coming off as very diva-ish in the way that he is behaving and acting, and there's just no cohesion there. There's some frustration there with DeJounte. I would also say that's alleged. I would also say that there's some disappointment with how they performed out in Summer League. You would have hoped that AJ Griffin and Kobe Buffkin would have performed a little bit better to be able to put themselves in a position to be of help in the growth and the development of what hopefully could be a playoff team. And some of the trades that they made, you just look as a whole for Atlanta, it just looks like it's looking like a black hole. It's like it doesn't look like it's going anywhere fast.
Kobe Buffkin with the turnovers was
crazy,
kind of insane. And that's a guy that his job is going to be to take care of the ball, right? If you want him to play alongside either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray, if that partnership continues, just don't turn it over, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to have the ball in your hands a lot. So if you're going to turn it over 40% of the time, that's not going to work. AJ Griffin, I hope he doesn't have a sophomore slump. He did his job last year, right? I mean, he shot 39% from three, average 9 points a game. So if he's hitting, 2 or 3 threes a game on 40% shooting, that's his job. I don't think there's enough athleticism in there coming off the knee injuries, and I don't think he's strong enough to be more than a 3-and-D guy in the right matchups. He's got to find a way to succeed there. But I ask you, Strick, what's the path for the Hawks? Did they take their swing? Did they miss? Did they blow it up? Are they forced to ride it out? What does Atlanta do? What's the next step after they trade John Collins?
See, that's the thing. That's where I'm befuddled. I don't have a clue we just know that there's a lot of, funny stuff. I had a great opportunity to talk with Nick Van Exel. I'm not going to give details about how the conversation went, but you definitely, he was a coach there, and you can definitely understand that there's something going on that's not, it hasn't, it's like a train on the railroad track, but it's not on the track fully. You've got a lot of bumping and a lot of shaking and grinding. It's
a lot
not,
of pebbles in the way.
It's not stable. It's not stable on their ride right now. And so whether it's going to be taken off the tracks or whether it's going to get back on track is where I'm looking at this Atlanta team. And look, the East isn't getting easier.
No,
I mean, New York, you've got to figure New York is getting is going to be better. They're kind of figuring out roles and who's the guy there. Milwaukee is just putting themselves back in a position to run it back, and we know what running back for them looks like. They're top 3. Philly is not going anywhere, even if they decide that Tyrese Maxey's going to be the guy. They're going to get some salary cap room eventually that's going to come off, that's going to make them better. We're going to see how and if they drafted well enough. You can't look at anything with DC. There's nothing going fast there, but Miami's definitely going to be back. If they get
Dame,
then you really got to look at Miami. We have no clue what's going on. It's whatever that little 300-mile range is between Atlanta and Orlando. We have no clue what's going on from that range. I have no idea what they're doing. But Cleveland, you got to keep your eye out for Cleveland now. They're getting not only depth, but they're getting some more weapons to add on to what they do now. They're very good defensively. Detroit has a lot of talent.
Ivy was pretty good in Summer League.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of talent. So there's teams out there. I mean, I don't know about Indiana. It's hit or miss with Indiana. Chicago, nothing going on there. I'm out on them. But yeah, so teams are going to get better. I just don't know where they're going to fare.
Okay, so to tie this back to Summer League real quick, we saw flashes from the 3 guys that I think would be in the race for Rookie of the Year. Wembanyama played his couple games. Bad first game, really strong bounce back. Scoot
Yeah, I think
Right.
Scoot looking good.
Once Dame gets traded, because that's
yeah.
going to happen.
Him and Shaden look good now.
Shaden did too.
Shaden looked phenomenal.
Right. Scoot could be putting up numbers on a bad team. And then you throw Chet Holmgren in. He's a rookie technically because he didn't
Right.
play last year.
Right.
Wembanyama is the odds-on favorite for Rookie of the Year. Did you see enough from Chet or Scoot to think they can make it an interesting conversation with him?
So because European players, they have usually they have a little curve outside of, I think who made the adjustment pretty well. You've got to look at Manu Ginobili. He made a very good transition. And Luka. Others, there's been some, even with Giannis in his earlier, it's a little transition, especially when you're talking about size and
That's the dude that won most improved player.
You know what I mean?
Tells you where he came from.
Yeah. So when I think about that, it depends on how fast the learning curve and the transition. Dirk even struggled with it. It took him a second to, and I would say very similar in style. Probably just he's longer than Dirk. Dirk says he's not 7 foot. That Dirk's 7 foot. Let's stop the cap. So I think when you look at those situations, it depends on how fast the learning curve for Wembanyama. But I think if anybody can challenge it, probably would be Scoot. Now they're going to have to win. So it's not going to be that they're going to be they're not going to give it to a losing team with high numbers. If he can show that he can put them on the verge, get them into the play-in game or something with numbers, then people are going to be like, wait a minute, you did this without Dame? Then he might get some nods.
And see, that's where I come at it from the Chet perspective. The Thunder are going to be better than the Spurs and the Blazers.
I think so too.
Walker Kessler made a sneaky run at Rookie of the Year. Paulo Banchero put up numbers for the Magic. He was their primary option offensively. But what Walker Kessler did in terms of the advanced stats, the on-off, the defensive metrics that he had, I mean, he was a game changer defensively. That, to me, is Chet Holmgren's path to Rookie of the Year, is be a menace on defense and have the Thunder, at least in the play-in, if not competing to stay out of it. So I still think, like you said, if Wemby adjusts quick enough, it's his to lose because it has to be. Scoot's on a bad team. I'm saying watch out for Chet Holmgren down the line.
Hey, throw a little parlay on it. sprinkle a little parlay on it. You know what I mean?
We're gonna go to Olive Garden. They'll be shredding the cheese. They're still going. I'll tell you when to stop on Chet Holmgren. That's where I'm at.
There we go.
Let's keep the basketball conversation going. Turn it back to New York. You just brought up, but Rucker Park, the Big 12 is out at Rucker Park in an interesting initiative. I want to dive into that and also the new look Big 12. Who's the most important school in that new conference? We'll do that and more as we continue on the block.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're
definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery, online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. Register to win one of 4 $500 gift certificates from Graham Tire Company of Lincoln during their anniversary sale going on now. Instant rebates on Goodyear, Kuro, Hankook, and Nokian tires. Additional mail-in rebates on select Goodyear tires. Double your mail-in rebate when you use your Goodyear card. That's up to $260 savings on 4 select tires. Hurry in for the savings and your chance to win a $500 gift certificate given away to 4 lucky local winners. Graham Tire and Auto Service, getting you to the places that matter most.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, yeah. What a wonderful day it has been. A little bit of everything. A little bit of NBA, a little bit of football. Just conversations have just been flowing right off the tongue. It's been good. If you've enjoyed it, we appreciate you because we hear from you on the Sutter Heyman text line. We are grateful for you guys and the contact you continue to bring to the line at 402-464-5685. You guys are also welcome to call in and from time to time. We love to hear your voices. We love to hear from you, the listener, as well. Also, those who are on the stream lines, we are on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. So you can also join us there. We appreciate you guys for tapping in. But let's get into this discussion right now. This is a conversation that's going on because the Big 12 has done something absolutely unique, but I love the marketing on it. Right now there's something that's kind of been spewing out there. And the reason I know this is because Deion Sanders Jr. was my stepson and he has Well Off Media. And there's been a lot of talk and there's people trying to come down on Colorado football because he does a lot of filming for them. And in the filming, you're only supposed to have 8 hours worth of on field coaches can interact with players. And so in the footage, you just don't know the times, you don't know the sequences. They could be something that was posted from a month ago or a week ago or two, and it's just consistent posting, but it's the content, but they're finding a little bit of work. Well, on the other end, the Big 12 is doing something that I think is unique. The reason I brought them up is because it's unique as to what they're doing. What they're doing at Colorado with their media department is giving their players, giving their university, giving their program a lot more visibility, which when eyes are turned and you're dealing in a social media, Instagram, quick Snapchat generation, those clips and those visuals and those, those hype films, there was nothing like a hype film that I used to see at Nebraska when we were playing, even for ourselves at the basketball. When you see them, it's just the intensity, the music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it draws you in, and that's what they're doing. I think this is similar, and this is the topic now that we're going to get into. The Big 12 is hosting a basketball camp at Rucker Park. That's unique. That's different. I've got a little bit of potential speculation as to why I think that is, but what say you about them going into the Mecca, the Big 12? What say you?
I have not much to say because all I have to ask are questions that I think you're going to answer. If we're on the same wavelength, I think you're going to answer them. When I first heard about this, my first reaction was, "Huh? Why?"
Yeah.
Big 12,
it's odd. It's out of place, right?
Yeah, the Big 12 doesn't have a team out that direction. The closest they get is what? West Virginia?
Yeah.
UCF all the way down in Orlando?
Yeah.
That's not exactly close to New York. So my whole thing is
this an expansion move?
Are they going to go after Syracuse? After St. John's?
Yeah, does it make sense? Right.
I was just very confused by this. Like, maybe if you bring Marquise Knoll back, a New York City kid, to help with the camp. I don't know if he's there.
No, he was at Summer League, so no.
Yeah, so he's not there for that. Mike Boynton is from Brooklyn, and he's there. But I still don't really understand that from the Big 12 perspective, other than we can say we did it.
Yeah.
Where are you at with it?
So for me, just follow me. Stay with me.
Okay. We're here.
Yeah. Just feel me out. This is not to say that this is an actual factual answer, because WTF happens on tonight.
Correct.
So we're not saying that we're in theory right now. But here's the theory. The Big 12 with the markers of the Big 8, which tied in, the history of it is the Southwestern Conference then come together and they formulate the Big 12. You had Texas, you had A&M, Baylor, and Tech, right? So you have those additions. For so long, like, recruiting was very regional and it was very pipeline-ish, meaning that if your coach had access to a specific pipeline, you might just bring a coach in because you wanted access. So you might take a coach from Penn State, or you might take a coach from Syracuse, or you might take a coach if you want to have some form of access into that region. That's how the past of, recruiting in the pipelines went. So that gave you that radius, that New Jersey, that gave you Philly, that gave you some of those areas, right? Social media, huddle, all these other things have helped in the new processing of it, but it is a way, because now it's narrative driven, right? There's a lot of narrative driven. And follow me what I'm saying. Out west, narrative driven is Cottonelle, soft, right? Soft, right? East driven, hard nose, physical. You know what I'm saying? You might get Utah, that's different. That's an outlier.
Yeah.
But you got, just hard nose. In basketball, when we're reffing, we knew that these games are going to be a little bit more. We got to be a little bit more tightened with our belt because it might be a little bit more physical. Those are some of the things we talked about. Southeast, speed and domination, athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's narrative driven. So when you have the Big 12 that's in the Midwest, you have It's staunchly in the Midwest, pretty much outside, like you said, outside of West Virginia. How can I interact to change narrative or perception on what what a New Yorker would feel, and with the Marquise Noel raising your bar and your level and putting eyes from the East out there, let's go take advantage of this. Let's go into an area where we most likely would not gather or glean or get, and let's go and help the people to know really what we're about.
Okay.
Potentially.
Okay.
It's just a theory.
So I like where you're going with that. Let's play it out to that next step then. Theory's true. Big 12, wants more eyeballs, wants to reset that narrative. This can't be a one-year thing then, right? They have to keep going back.
You would think they need to do something up in the area pretty consistently. Otherwise, it's like you're coming in a neighborhood and trying to set up a little shop and then sell all your items and go home. People don't like that. They want you to be present. Yeah.
Right. The funny thing about this too, Strick, because I asked you if you'd ever played in Rucker Park, and that's a negative, right?
No, negative. I have not.
And why not?
And the reason why I didn't play in Rucker is because my style of play was not flashy. It was not glitz or glory. It was straight to the point. I was a player of, I need 2 moves, a counter to get to where I want to get to, and I can either get the shot I want or make the play I want or the pass I want. So I wasn't, I was a between the legs with a hezzy and maybe I'll cross you to a position. I was a between the legs with a hezzy and go if you didn't move. So I was always one counter away to what I wanted to get to. I didn't have to dribble 35 times between the legs, off your shoe, maybe hit you in the head. I didn't have to do all of that. So that's why for me, it just didn't work.
And then the Big 12 hosts a youth camp. You're not teaching crazy, flashy Rucker Park moves at a youth camp.
No.
You're going back to the basics. There's a little irony there.
Back to the basics. And I think basketball in itself needs to get back to the basics.
Yes.
I think we saw what the AAU style, open style, I think we saw that, it looks good and it can happen in early parts of the season, but when it comes into the playoffs, when it's time to win the big one, I think we know what James Harden and that thing looks like. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When Milwaukee won the championship, Giannis isn't no between the legs 5 times. Giannis is bow with a counter. I'm dunking on you. I'm at the rim. I'm rolling or I'm hitting somebody. It was the basic style of it.
Right.
Tim Duncan won a lot of championships and his name was called the Big Fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Shaq was like, yes, there's nothing you can do about it. Once I get to this spot, I'm putting you in the rim and the rim might come down after I do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Kobe was very similar to Michael, very skilled to the point. Just look at some of the most history, even Steph. Steph uses it to create the space, but he doesn't do it for the flash.
No.
He has to be a little bit more shifty because he needs to create the space so he can get shots that he wants off, right? Dame is very much to the point. Jimmy Butler is very much, just look at the guys. LeBron isn't flashy either. He's pretty much downhill to the point. So a lot of the guys, when you just look and just track the immediate history, the super flashy ones haven't had much success.
They pop up and then they're gone.
Yeah, they pop in.
They're fireworks. Right. But all those guys you mentioned, Strick, nailed the fundamentals and they don't forget them. All the spectacular plays they make are because they have that fundamental base.
Yeah.
And they never go away from that. They don't forget it. Mm-hmm. They build off of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I ain't got nothing to say, man. You said it.
That's
just
what
right.
It is.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. There's nothing more to add on to that or to take away. That's exactly what it is. And that's why I felt, when I look at the game or when I coach the game now, I'm reminded that if I wanted the ball here at this spot, I work so I can get it there. Mm-hmm. Knowing the stress that it's going to put on the defense, if I'm one move, shoulder by my guy, the pressure it puts on the rotating big man, the help guy that has to get in between his guy, every aspect of the game opens up if you can get to certain spots on the floor with as less, with less dribbles, less moves. You know what I mean?
The ball moves faster with the pass than the dribble.
I'm telling you, never wanted to catch outside the 3-point line. The idea, if I had a catch with a pick and roll, it's better to catch it closer. Yeah, people talk about space, but I'm telling you, it's better to catch it closer because now if you go under, I got a pop.
Mm-hmm.
If you go under, I can now step off to a 3 pop. If you go over, I'm already in the lane. You know what I'm saying? This is why Chris Paul has been so successful, is because he understood those concepts. So it's going to be interesting to watch this year and see what guys are going to be able to pick it up. Because the ones that don't, like Sharif Cooper, when he flashy, one of those type of guy, just struggle. Look good in G League, just couldn't get back in.
Jaden Hardy, maybe to some degree. I love that you brought that up with the space for the pick and roll, because what Stephen Dame is doing isn't normal, right? As high up as they're running that. Even Luka running the pick and roll as high as they are. To watch the Warriors balance.
You don't have to go 3 and 4 times off the same pick.
No. Set them up. Go the other way. Do your job.
Simple.
Basketball.
We make it complicated.
We sure do. Let's bring in some knowledge. Some more knowledge, I should say. You've been dropping knowledge all day. I'm here pushing buttons. We got Jay. We got DP, old school, crossing over with On the Block next.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing is a professional team that are licensed and bonded. GAF Master Certified Dollars, insurance preferred contractor, also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. Superior service, bumper to bumper, will treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports, yourself and your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again at 48th and Vine.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Register to win one of 4 $500 gift certificates from Graham Tire Company of Lincoln during their anniversary sale going on now. Instant rebates on Goodyear, Kumho, Hankook, and Nokian tires. Additional mail-in rebates on select Goodyear tires. Double your mail-in rebate when you use your Goodyear card. That's up to $260 savings on 4 tires. Hurry in for the savings and your chance to win a $500 gift certificate given away to 4 lucky local winners. Graham Tire and Auto Service, getting you to the places that matter most.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 18th are $2 off each pound of petite tender cuts. And don't forget to check out their Friday this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and storms likely this morning. We'll see partly sunny skies this afternoon. We'll see a high of around 82. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, the low of around 63. And tomorrow, we'll see a slight chance of showers and storms in the afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies with a high of around 87. Meteorologist Kyle Klecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Right, we're back here on the block. I'm me, Strick. I'm joined now by Jay Foreman. Jay, welcome in. What's up?
What's good, man?
Yeah.
Another rainy day, man. This is like Seattle of the Midwest. The drought is over.
But it's been good, though. I mean, for the most part, outside of a little bit of sprinkle, it's been good. I mean, I just looked at the extended forecast as well as just what I've experienced over the last 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I sat outside on the patio at my usual spot and absolutely enjoyed the weather yesterday.
You did?
Oh my gosh.
You was kicking it like an OG?
Man, I had my feet up and everything. Like I owned the patio. It's like my own spot.
I know you did. You just be coming in there bum rushing places. I know. I see you. Look at that look over there, man. What y'all talking about today on
Well,
oh man, we dug in a little bit.
Yeah, you're a basketball coach. We just got done talking about the Big 12 hosting a camp at Rucker Park and just how flashy the game has become.
Yeah.
You know, Rucker Park style.
Oh, yeah.
As a coach, what are the fundamentals you hit first, and how do you build off of them?
I think you can do that, all the stuff. I think the best players. Let's just take. I think I sent you the Instagram. Rod Strickland and his nephew, Kyrie Irving. I feel with Isaiah Thomas, I wouldn't put AI in there, but those 3 guys I think are the best guys I've seen with the basketball. I mean, it's like I feel like they were one with the basketball. Maybe Chris Jackson. Right?
Yeah, too. And watch out.
And he had more bulk with him, because he could bang you off and then do his thing.
But, AKA Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
And so the thing is, I think with all that stuff that's become popular is it's needed because I think it's helped create some space, and so you can actually get your shot off, right? And for guys, and because there's guys are bigger It allows smaller guards to create some space to get a shot off. And say like a guard's 5'9", and he's got good handles and can, punch, dribble, and I call it glide. It can create some space to get a shot off.
Marquise Knoll.
Yeah, like that against a bigger guard guarding him. It's needed, but what's missing is it's all set up. All those guys that can do it effectively and shoot the ball and score the basketball, they have tremendous fundamentals. So it all starts with the basics, and the basics start every time you start basketball or every practice or every training session. That's where it starts. Then you add on to it. I think, and there's two things I think that hurt athletes or high school basketball players and football players too, because you see it a lot with these guys, these receivers. They'll go through these like cones and they'll be doing all types of dance. Listen, if you can't get into your route after the first or second move, you done. I'm telling you. I mean, and that's the same thing. And if you can't get to whatever move you say,
what I just say,
within 2 or 3 dribbles, right, or maybe 4.
I told you we cut from the same cloth, bro.
I mean, you just got to watch, right?
Yeah.
If you can't get now, when you need the specialty to dice somebody up and you got an extra time to do it, or if the rotation's there, like, and what it really helps, Steph Curry against Rudy Gobert. You got to get him moving. You got to throw a whole bunch of moves at him because he's going to bite on one. Boom, I can get my shot off. So, I think there's a lot of trainers that they'll put you through all these drills and help you get some of these skills, but they don't take time to go watch the kids play, right? Because if Austin's the trainer, Strick can do different moves than I can. Yeah. Now, you might be teaching us all, but there's some that are going to be in my bag, readily available, versus Strick. They don't do that, but then also they don't teach as they're doing it. Get in there and say, Strick, you need to do this is when you would do this. And,
that part.
Or you're going against this team. This is when you do it. So, and you see it in
that
football.
Takes film work. That takes
on-court
watching.
Right. And the really good, trainers or whatever, they do it. And then the really good players that want to get better apply it. And just because you apply it and it doesn't work, that doesn't mean you stop doing it. And we got to go station ID. We got a funny story here.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I was listening to, sometimes I'll just punch in and listen to Kobe Bryant. And he talked about two things. He talked about what he did in the offseason. Did he do drill work or did he just do a lot of runs? He said he did more drill work because the way he trained, whoever his trainer was, it might have been that Tim Grover, I'm assuming, he did everything that Michael did. Every drill they did, and
Tim Grover.
Every drill they did was game-like. So he's like, I'm getting more game action. I'm getting triple that I'd ever get going on runs.
Yeah.
He said when he did run, he never told people not to double team him. He's like, because that's a live game rep. He's like, his thing was, if you bring two, you better bring the third because I'm going around 2. And that really resonates what you're talking about. And then, like, when you look at football, right, when you see like these receivers.
Pause. That's what I was talking about with Brandon Miller. I said I was talking about this earlier. I said this is why I think he struggled, is because I don't think maybe he was going through his individual drill work at the speed, at the intensity. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Yeah. You know what? A little caveat there. When you say pause, you need to go and put that on a t-shirt or something. I'm straight up, because you do it with such authority. Pause. And hey, in Austin, I paused though. You know what I'm saying?
You can't help but pause.
Strick, you came through with the bass. Pause. And I go, oh, okay. What I do? You know what I'm saying? I like it. But no, but really,
hey, DP, if you're listening, you heard it. It's another pause.
Right.
You need the hand gesture though.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yes.
Stop in the name alone. But hey, but in reality though, a lot of these guys go through drill work or warm ups. And
no lather.
No lather. And then if you're going from college to the NBA, boy, you better be going through that thing, them drills with your trainer 1,000 miles an hour. So when you were in Charlotte or wherever you were doing before you went to, Las Vegas, you need to be playing like it was an SEC championship or NCAA, because you get out there and he's probably thinking I'm the number 2 pick in the draft. And you got to think where he came from. You go from AAU basketball where there ain't no defense play. Go to Alabama, light your life up, and you're 6'10", 6'11". Nobody can really stop him from getting his jumper off. So when he's shooting threes, even if you got a hand up, it's still a set shot. And if he gets on break, he's bamming on somebody. You go through there, then he had his little mishap, but then still number 2 pick in the draft. So he's never really faced a guy from Hofstra that been playing in Puerto Rico, over there in Yugoslavia, and is on an agent favor up in there, and you ain't getting past him.
And let me add on to that,
right?
Because in the adding on to that, this is that self-awareness, that self-adjustment that you have to make. Because one of the things I saw and felt is that my shooting style, it took a little bit of time. In college, I can get that off,
right?
But in the league, that's going to be challenged. And we don't want to take challenge shots because the percentages come down.
Right.
So I get one year, I want to say it was probably my 3rd year, I get with Kiki Vanderway, and I said, Kiki, I need to figure out how to quicken this jumper.
Right.
And he showed me how to get that thing into that shot pocket so quick. So now that shot's off before you get there.
Did you feel like you were rushing it at first? What was that?
Well,
what
at
was that
first it was
process
weird.
like? Yeah.
At first it was weird because I was used to taking it or catching it down here and going to there, where I had to now go boom, boom. Everything I did
Not
got
a
to
dip?
this spot. No dip. Everything, like I literally was taking, like, it started short. So it was like pow, pow. Everything was that. And then he started working me out, working me with footwork, working me. So everything I pick up was just, it was like second nature. But now my jumper was able to get off quicker. I made more shots as opposed to having to worry
it's
about
art, man. I mean, to piggyback on that, when I first came into the NFL, the biggest thing is like you coming from Nebraska, you want to make sure you establish yourself physically. So I'm running into everybody. And I'm like, I'm bringing I'm headbutting these cats, what I'm saying? And I'm making some plays, but I'm getting blocked by some dudes. I remember Victor, his name is Victor Alate. He actually he's from Brooklyn, New York. He's from somewhere in New York because he had like a little goatee and he was always like, "What's up, money?" He'd talk junk and just be talking.
Son.
Yeah. And I told him, man, I was like, look, man, I ain't your son, man. You know what I'm saying? But Victor was like 6'2", 320. And so when he came, he was like a rhino. Big old, I used to call him Bookman because he had a big old buffalo. So we going in. So what we have to do, we did like half line. So they'd have a running back, center, and like a defensive tackle and a guard. So that they would run like they do pin down and around. I'd take on, try to get off and make a play. And I was struggling against Victor. But I'd get into him, punch him, get some separation, but then I couldn't get off him. And I'm like, dang, I done played Chris Neoli in college, Benji Olsen. The shock and release was that's the
worked. That thing worked.
In the league, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So John Holasek, right? I call it, it's a Holacek. It's Holasek, but I call him Holacek. He used to get mad at me. He's from Southside Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. And he went to high school with Rodney Harrison. So and he went to Illinois and he was on the defense with Simeon Rice. I always mess with him. I said, you were the afterthought. Kevin Hardy and Simeon Rice, and then John was, good. He was good.
Yeah.
And John could get off blocks like no other. And so he was telling me, he's like, the NFL guys absorb you.
They don't get knocked back.
Right. Well, they absorb your shock, and then they kind of sink your hips. He said, so that's what you have to do. You got to drop your hips and then like use their momentum against them. And I mean, he worked with me probably 3 weeks. I mean, periodically over 3 weeks in training camp, and then he would work. He had drills he would do after practice to work on, for the season.
Yeah.
And I'd be in there piggybacking with him.
Oh, yeah.
But once I figured out how to do it.
Oh, yeah. It made a whole difference.
And then he told me, he's like, you need to get off blocks on wide plays and you have to play running back. He's like, you got to stiff arm him. He's like, that's how you're doing. He's like, you got to slap him down. He's like, the biggest thing is you don't want to be touched when the play's not directly at you. He's like, when it's directly at you, you got to
get in and close that gap.
Yeah.
He said running back, and he went glory days.
Right. But when he changed my thinking and worked on my technique, then the game slowed down for me. And I'm sure it did with you. You didn't feel like you were rushing.
Yeah.
Now it was like I was getting engulfed a lot. You know what I'm saying? and it was so you'd make a play that
Yeah.
you're won against a a tight end or something, but when big old Jamie Nails and Pete Kendall coming at you, dog.
Whew, coming down that line.
Yeah, and I'm ram, boom,
Ooh.
and they just taking it.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, oh man, these dudes, you ain't that tough.
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
knew how to kind of like shock it and absorb it. So it does go to that, man. It's definitely a unique art to make that jump. And one thing, I think I'll ask you offline because I know you got to get out of here. Big ups to Sam Griesel, signed with the German team. He showed well down in Las Vegas. Great kid.
Shout out.
Yeah, Sam's really good to my basketball team, my kids, but big ups to him because he's a good dude. He'll make his way.
Yeah.
He'll make his way.
Yeah, he's just got to get that stroke.
Get the stroke.
Get that stroke
and
regular.
get the playing time.
Mhm.
He's going to go over there and play tough competitions. I think it's a top league over there. He's German, so he'll be fitting right at home. And he's played on the national team before, so it's not going to be something so out of the norm for him. But big ups to him because he's a good dude, and him and Thomas Villianco doing big things.
What's on Old School?
We're going to talk about Northwestern. They got a press conference tomorrow. We're going to talk about the running backs not getting paid and what that means. And that'll probably cover it. No more lists, though.
No.
Not yet.
Not hot seat lists. So, so we'll be good.
Good deal. That's Old School DP and J. He's Eric Strickland. Back tomorrow. Actually, back tonight, 8 to 9. WTF. He be talking facts with Clester and with Cade Johnson. Tune in. You won't want to miss that. But before that, you got Old School DP and J on the way next.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. And cash management services, business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
General contractors, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people.